it is time, or was time 4 minutes ago. I'm Dr. George Fox. I'm pretty flexible in what you actually call me, just not Mr. Fox. That's my brother. My office is Tech 325, which is basically down the corner. If you walk down the hallway, there's a small little alleyway, and there's a mechanical closet or something at the end. I'm right there. I'm the only office that's on that small little stretch. It's on the other side of the room, which is right behind the wall. Pretty sure that's my phone number. I've never called my office, so. But whatever's in the syllabus is correct. All right, so. Yes. Officially, we are in here Tuesday, Thursdays, and we're across the hall on Wednesdays. Or do I have that backwards? That's right, okay. Who are you?
Ethan Wolford.
I was about to say something brilliant. It would have just changed your lives. It's gone.
Class is over?
No, no, you still have to put up with it even if it's not brilliant. But you can thank Ethan for missing out. I guess I probably shouldn't do that first day. All right. By the way, if any of you actually prefer to go by a different name than what's on the roll, then please let me know at some point, and I will attempt to switch gears. So we basically have 3 2-hour blocks, which I feel like I can do anything with. Officially, labs are Tuesday, Thursday, and classes Wednesday, as well as the online. There is not enough time for it all to be covered in class face-to-face. So it is expected that you will be watching the absolutely spectacular videos that I have created for you. I will attempt to record every class as well, so if you happen to miss, but it's also possible that the day you miss is the day that I forget to record. So, and if you just absolutely can't get enough of my talking, you can watch lectures from past semesters. It is a thrill. Questions at this point? Okay. We will be doing a lab today, though. As we'll start it off on that. Before you hand it in, strongly recommend that you actually watch the lab orientation videos. They will go into more detail than I'm going to. I'm going to hit a couple highlights, but make sure you watch those. Oh, there was something else that just was going to change your world. I can't blame you this time, can I? Or can I? Okay, Ethan again. Oh, okay, not going to change your world. In terms of when labs are due, I'm pretty sure for the 110 lab, I contradict myself in the syllabus, and can't remember if I contradict myself in the 151 syllabus. But when labs are due. Now, if it were a 16-week course, then the labs would be due a week after you do the lab. Here, if we do that, then potentially there's an overlap where if we had a lab actually on Tuesday and Thursday, potentially you're not finished with the Tuesday lab before you do the Thursday lab. So we've got the overlap system, or Tuesday labs are due on Thursday and Thursday labs are due on Tuesday. Overlap or shortened period to finish the write-ups.
Overlap.
Any opinion?
Overlap.
Overlap, okay, I've got one voice for overlap. And the way democracy works is, if only one person votes, that person wins. So, overlap. So the lab you do today will be due next Tuesday. Any of you happen to print out the first lab? Not, wasn't expecting it, but. All right, so let me point out a couple things about the lab. The last page of most of the labs for this course is what's called the pre-lab. Pre-labs are supposed to be done before you walk in, and so when you come in, you put it down on the day of the lab. So, obviously for the first one, since none of you printed it out, none of you would have this. I guess potentially you could have seen it online if I made it available. But this, I would like this done by Thursday. Now, what you're gonna hand in on next Tuesday is basically this packet right here filled in properly. So let's hit a couple of the highlights. Number one, group name. Everyone in a group, whatever group you happen to be in today, it's not a set group. The name that you're establishing today is not necessarily the name that you're using next week, because you're not necessarily with the same people, and even if you are, you feel free to change the name every week. But the group name is how I know who was working together. Do not trust that I'm going to remember when I get around to grading labs that I will remember exactly what people you worked with, or with what people you worked. The group names need to be identical for all the members in a single group, which means capital for capital, lowercase for lowercase, space for space, symbol for symbol. They all need to be the same. Hi, what is your name?
Sakai McGee.
Good. Now I can blame Shakai. Questions to hear?
I guess I have a couple questions.
Okay.
Because I'm looking at the syllabus and I don't know if I just don't understand, but I don't know, I guess it's a little vague to me. I don't understand like when something is due. I just see like a week and then in class or online class content and then the chapters. Like, I guess I didn't understand like when it said chapters 2 and 3, was I due before today? This is how it shows up for me.
All right, so what I'm expecting for the in-class or online content, that's what we're doing that week. So not, so during this week, you'll be reading, studying, watching videos, chapters 2 and 3. The last column are the specific due dates. So the course entry assignment by this Thursday. By March 17th, Master Set 2, that's what MS2 stands for. So if you go into, once you've done the course entry assignment, then things will open up to you. Once you've attempted the course entry assignment, things will open up for you. And in there, you'll find something labeled Master Set Chapter 2 or Master Set 2. And you'll open that up, and then that's something that will be submitted.
Okay, thank you.
That, does that answer all your questions? For now?
For now.
Okay. Other questions? All right. Now, for members of one group, what am I expecting them all to be? Or what should be the same for all of them? Anything that is measured directly in the lab, I expect to be the same for every member of the group. So, there's a pen, yes. Ooh, black on black. Nope. Blank on blank. Yellow, all right. Wasn't doing that earlier today. So if I see 3.4, 3.4, 3.5, I am assuming that they are correct. I think in the lab orientation video comment that there were 2 occasions in which I knew that this was, that the one that was different from everyone else was actually the correct one, but that was just a fluke. So normally I go with that, and so I would circle this, majority disagrees, and it's a point deduction. Sometimes it isn't innocent, because sometimes I will see a number like that, and I have to figure out what the person means. Is that a 9 or 4? Possibly a 6, someone who. So the problem comes into, you're writing down numbers, and somebody's conducting an experiment, calls out a number, somebody writes it down. If the person writing it down has dysgraphia, or is writing very quickly, then it's up to interpretation for the person who is calling out numbers. When they copy down the data later, again, data, anything measured directly in the lab, they're going to look at this, and they might write down 3.9, even though the person meant to be 3.4. The other lab partner, maybe they're writing down, making sure that they have the same data, and they write down 3.4. And so now I'm in the situation of trying to guess what this number is. I go through, I look to see how this person makes their 9s or 4s, and try to make a decision about what that number is. If I can't figure it out, I'll just, whoever's nearby, I'll go, hey, what's that number? And whatever they say will be the tiebreaker. So, if in doubt about what the number is, please ask. If the person who wrote it down can't tell what the number is, I think there might be a lesson in there somewhere. Oh, in terms of writing numbers down, oftentimes under note, although it should be plural notes, all measurements should be to the estimated digit of the measuring instrument unless otherwise noted. So let's say that you're using a meter stick. We just happen to have some here. And meter sticks have a gradation of a millimeter, but then you can estimate farther than that. So you can estimate to the 10th of a millimeter. And again, you're looking at it and you're going, oh, it looks like 41.32. I mean, you're just doing your best to estimate. That's why it's called the estimated digit. But let's suppose that you look at it and it looks like it's 31.3 exactly. If you write down 31.3, and I say take it down to the estimated digit, or I say plus or minus 0.01 centimeters, I'm expecting a number there. This, in science, is not the same as this. This is rounded off to the nearest 10th. This is rounded off to the 100th. This is a more precise measurement. I don't know if there should be a 0 here, or the person just didn't feel like writing anything. So, if I'm saying to the estimated digit, I do expect that number to be filled in. It's not necessarily going to be a 0, but run into issues with people using the LabQuest where it doesn't show the zeros at the end. And so somebody might write down 3.47, and there's some implied zeros after it. One of the other things, I'm worried about graphs on this lab. Oftentimes you will find a quantity with units in parentheses. Whatever's in parentheses, I'm assuming automatically is coming after this. So this would represent 4.7 meters. I don't have to write meters. Matter of fact, I shouldn't write meters because I have it written right there. If you write 4.7 meters, you're now saying this is 4.7 meters times meters, or square meters. This is not correct. This is duplicate units. Don't repeat units. And I think with that, questions? All right, now in terms of what groups you're in today, I try not to intervene unless somehow, as we break into groups, if there looks like there's a group of 5 and a group of 3, I might go, hey, somebody move over. And, or if it looks like there's some groups of 2 instead of a group of 4, maybe I'll intervene, maybe not. However, I'm picturing 4 groups of 4. We're gonna do the lab down the hallway, because that's where all the equipment is, except for the meter sticks, which I'll take back. And so, let's head on down. 4 groups of 4, however you decide to split yourselves up.
Taking everything, or like
Yeah, I can lock the door if you want to leave something here, but I was picturing you're taking stuff, but there's precedence for both.
We don't need a laptop.
No.